Alright, what is going on, guys? It is Benny, and today I am going to be showing you guys the brand new Clash Royale update. That is right, it is officially here. The Hero P.E.K.K.A. is the first hero that you can get, and I think you can get it from getting the Battle Pass. I don't know if there's other ways to get the Hero P.E.K.K.A., or Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A., I guess I should say, but that is the first hero that has come out, and I have to say that this deck, I'm a pretty big fan of it, so I'm going to be showing you guys the best deck that I can come up with and show you guys how I would use this card in Mortar. Now, that being said, I honestly don't think that it's a ridiculously broken card. I think it's a great card. I think it goes great into a lot of decks, and I actually kind of enjoy playing it with Mortar because it's a bit of a nice change. It helps you a lot with a lot of beatdown decks. So I honestly think that people that are stuck in mid-ladder might actually enjoy this card in Mortar decks quite a bit, and this deck is nice because you have a nice balance of, you know, some ability to kind of counter like those mid-ladder menace decks or those beatdown decks, while also still having the traditional Mortar mindset where you have really strong defense and you're kind of controlling the pace of the game. So that's really nice, but I don't think that this is game breaking. I think that some of the other heroes are totally game breaking, and I will be coming out with videos with every single one as they come out every couple days. Now, one thing as well that you're going to notice is I like to start the mini P.E.K.K.A. in the very back here. The reason for that is you guys are going to see the pancakes slowly charge up, so you want to try to give it time, and if possible you want to stop and wait to pop that ability until the ability charges up to give you at least, I'd say, 2 levels. I feel like that is the kind of perfect scenario if you can get 2 levels out of it. Let's go ahead, let's pop it, let's see what happens. We get level 17 and we get a little bit of extra HP, and then we get a nice hit on that knight. Honestly, we didn't really need to do that, but I felt like that was just something that I wanted to do there. Now, we are going to stop that miner from getting too much damage on the tower, but because he played the poison, I'm just going to play a Goblin Gang here, and I'm playing very slow at the start here. I don't really want to play a ton of Elixir. I don't think there's any point in playing a lot of Elixir. This deck is a tiny bit more expensive, and so we kind of want to time things right, and we just want to chill. And so let's kind of wait a second, and then I'm going to go ahead and play the Skeleton Barrel here, and then let's just wait and see what he does to counter that. And another thing as well that you guys are guaranteed to see me do at some point in this video is I'm going to try to pop a Goblinstein ability, and I'm going to level my mini P.E.K.K.A. up instead by accident. I have done that so many times. It is so tragic, so hopefully we don't do that too much. Now, I'm going to play the Goblinstein here. He's probably going to poison on that. I'm not super worried about that. If he does, it's really not going to make that big of a deal for me. And then because he poisoned and then he played the miner, I could just play the cannon card right here and we'll snipe away that miner. And then let's go ahead, let's actually play the Skeleton Barrel here on this side because it won't get pulled by the cannon, and now we can kind of go for something a little bit more, and you guys are going to see how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to wait a second. I'm going to let that cannon cart kind of deal with everything he's got on that side, then I'm going to go ahead and play the Goblinstein on this side here. We're going to do that into the opposite lane. Let's just go for the Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A. on this side, actually, because we'll charge that ability up, and he's going to have to deal with 2 lanes here in a second. And then he's going to play the cannon into the opposite lane. Let's go ahead and let's play the Mortar on this side with the Goblinstein. We've got that Mini P.E.K.K.A. charging up very nicely. Let's go ahead and let's actually hold off a second. Let's try to get that a little bit higher, and then let's pop that ability now, and let's get that to level 18 just to get that HP buff, and it's going to shred through everything that he played on that side, and we got great damage on the left side there. Just like that, we pretty much won the match, but we're putting a little bit of pressure on him here on that right side, just so that I can then pressure the left side a little bit more. We're going to get the Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A. onto the tower, I think. Let's go ahead, let's level it up so that it shreds through that Evo Knight, and then we are going to get that on the tower, and that is absolutely crazy. And we've got the Dark Goblin on the left side, so we definitely slammed him. Let's give him a good game, let's give him a good luck, and let's go on into the next. Alright guys, we're on to the next matchup. I'm just going to play the Skeleton Barrel. I know he has Dagger Duchess. I know we're not going to get anything out of it, but I just feel like that was a good play for us to make there, and kind of get that Evo cycle going. And then I'm going to start the mini P.E.K.K.A. in the back here, just because he has that Musketeer going in, so kind of stops him from being able to play anything else. I was wondering if maybe he had a Hog Rider, but him actually having Witch is a bit of a curveball here. Let's play the defensive Mortar. Wow, that is actually pretty crazy, to be honest with you guys. Alright, well, I'm so glad that he actually tornadoed there, because that helps us a ton. And then let's just play the Goblinstein right here. We're going to take some Musketeer damage, but then with the Goblinstein, we should be able to defend decently well, so I think we'll be okay. We definitely took a lot of damage. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We definitely took a lot of damage, but he doesn't have a ton of Elixir now, and then I can pop the Goblinstein ability, and the Dagger Duchess is out of ammo, so it's not going to take everything out very quick, so we are going to get some very nice damage there. I'm actually very happy with that. We're in a good position here. We're definitely not in a bad one. Let's spread all of this out in case he plays a spell to take that out. Make sure that we don't take a balloon hit. That's going to be super important. That would really suck if we did. And then Ice Wizard is going to get absolutely melted, so that's good. He's going to zap on the Dark Goblin. Let's just cycle a Skeleton Barrel here. I don't think it's going to get on the tower because the Dagger Duchess will kind of recover in time, but we're just keeping that pressure up on him, forcing him to play his cards so that he can't go for a massive push. That being said, he just did definitely get away with that. So let's go ahead, let's play the Goblinstein right here actually, and then let's pop the ability. Ooh, we are in trouble, man. That is crazy. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. We're going to lose that tower. Wow, that was honestly pretty absurd. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Let's just play the Dark Goblin right here. That was a bit of a crazy Ice Wizard. I think he thinks that he's won, but I'm not giving up. You definitely can't count me out of this matchup yet, but we definitely do have to pull something off pretty crazy. So we'll play the Mortar there. He's going to play the Musketeer. Let's leave it at that, and then let's go for a bit of a slow push here. So what I'm going to do, because he might try to take this tower on this side, I'm going to start the Cannon Cart in the back here. Let's go ahead and, okay, like that's just insane. Let's go ahead. Let's get the Goblinstein down right here to help take out that balloon. And then let's wait and see which side he plays the Witch, because he's definitely going to go for a Witch here. There's the Witch, so let's go in on this side here. And then we are going to shred through his mini P.E.K.K.A, which is very nice. And then let's go ahead, let's pop the Goblinstein ability. We're going to take that tower on the right side. I hope the Cannon Cart is going to get on it, and the mini P.E.K.K.A will shred through it, which is good. And then we are spamming very nicely on the left side. This guy is getting smoked right now. He that was a D1 sell. I'm going to be real with you guys. We definitely got smoked off one push, and we ended up 3-crowning him. So let's give him a good game, and let's give him a good luck. All right, guys, we're on to the next matchup. And this guy played a lone balloon for his first play, which is absolutely diabolical. So we are going to defend that pretty well. He's going to play the arrows, but we're going to get a mortar shot out of it. So overall, we're pretty good. Now, one thing I do want to say is this deck is a tiny bit more expensive. So for some people that like to play really spammy decks, I would really caution you to play a little bit slower. And kind of be careful, just because, you know, it is a lot more expensive. It is a little bit more difficult to play, and so people that have spammy decks will really punish you. So that's one thing that I would watch out for. Now I'm going to go for something kind of crazy here. I'm going to start the heroic mini P.E.K.K.A in the back, and then, okay, never mind. I was going to go for a Goblinstein, but it just makes no sense to do that now. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. I totally screwed up my Goblinstein placement, so that is also just wonderful. But let's just play the Dark Goblin here. At least it will tank for a minute for us, and then we can take out the Inferno Dragon and that Skarmy, and we'll kind of figure things out from there. He's going to go for the Dark Prince, so I think he's getting ready to play a balloon here, which I need to get that Cannon Cart down. He's going to go ahead and play the balloon opposite lane there. If he goes for a zap or anything, then I'm going to really punish him. We'll let the Spear Goblins do their thing, and then I'm going to actually play the heroic mini P.E.K.K.A here with that Cannon Cart just at the bridge, just because it was a little bit more aggressive for him to do that. So we are actually going to get the connection on the tower, which is great. So I'm going to get some good damage there. And so that is nice. That's kind of one thing that you can always watch for, is your opponent's elixir. And then let's go ahead and what do I want to do here? I'm gonna play the defensive skeleton barrel. We might as well charge that ability up. And when you're playing this deck, there's kind of two different strategies. You can play the mini P.E.K.K.A more as a support card, or you can use it as a foundational part of your push. If you're going to do that, I would honestly slow push and double elixir, and do that with your evil mortar. And you would, you start your mini P.E.K.K.A in the back, and then we could go for the Goblinstein at the bridge type of thing, or you can play it a lot more reactionary. Now, I also, if you guys are struggling against heroic mini P.E.K.K.A, one thing that you can do, and that I would recommend doing, is swapping Goblin Gang out with guards. And you can do that in any deck that you're playing with mortar. Honestly, I really don't see it being an issue. Like, pretty much every time you have Goblin Gang, it's going to be interchangeable with guards. The only time it's not is if you're really struggling against air decks, then maybe keeping that Goblin Gang for the Spear Goblins is good. But if you're getting slammed by mini P.E.K.K.A decks, you're probably not super worried about air cards. I did not mean to play my Skeleton Barrel there. I meant to play my arrows, so we are going to get those arrows down now at least, and then we will take that tower on the right side, I think. But we are definitely going to have to deal with a counter push. Although he played a card there, I don't even know what it was, because it got deleted so quickly. But we whatever it was, that kind of put him further back in elixir. We're going to destroy everything that he's got coming our way. Let's go ahead and let's just play a cannon card there to stop the Inferno Dragon for a second and stop anything else he plays. But we're going to get the win. So let's give him a good game. Let's give him a good luck, and let's go on into the next match. All right, guys, we're on to the next matchup. I'm going to go ahead and play the Mortar there for our first play, and he's going to play the Suspicious Bush, which means this guy's deck is spammy, and I am terrified. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play the mini P.E.K.K.A right here to one-shot the bush, and then also kind of level up a little bit there for us. So that's going to be good. And then let's level it up, man. Why not? You know what? And oh my gosh, the delay stopped the knight from pulling the mini P.E.K.K.A. So we are going to get the level 17 mini P.E.K.K.A on the tower there. That is crazy. Wow, that is going to be pretty good damage there for us right off the start with the crazy P.E.K.K.A. I think we just unlocked a new ability and a new strat using that card. Let's go ahead and let's play the Goblin Gang right here, and then let's just use our arrows to get rid of all of that there. And then we don't really have to worry about countering it, although he is going to play the skeleton barrel, which is going to definitely put some work in. Let's just get a dark goblin down here. And then we'll leave it at that. We definitely spent a lot of elixir. We are going to be behind on elixir for a minute here, I think. So we have to really be smart about picking our battles here so that we don't fall up behind too far on elixir and get absolutely slammed by something. Now, we will take that tower, so I'm happy about that. And then he's going to go for the wall breakers. Let's just play our mortar here, because then we'll stop the wall breakers from getting on our tower, and then we don't really have to worry too much about anything. And we will also get the mortar locked there, so that's good. And then, ooh, what do I want to do here? I think I honestly have to take a bit of damage. I'm going to hold up. Okay, hold up. Let's go ahead. Let's get the Goblinstein down here on this side, and then let's let that skeleton barrel get on my tower, and let's let the cannon cart kind of deal with it. And then let's go ahead, and he's going to play the Dark Goblin. Let's just get our arrows down onto that so that we don't have to deal with it too much. And then Cannon Cart will get onto the King Tower here. If he doesn't counter it, it actually does a decent amount of damage. So we'll get some good damage out of there. And now we're kind of caught up in terms of elixir. So I'm not super worried about being behind in elixir anymore. And I'm not super worried about having to defend anything too crazy. Let's go for the skeleton barrel. We just did that into a freaking witch, so we're not going to get a ton of value out of that. However, he's going to go for the wall breakers. Let's just play the mini P.E.K.K.A. right here, and then hopefully it doesn't do anything at all. Let's go ahead. Let's get the cannon cart down right here, and then I'm just going to hold on to my arrows here. Let's go ahead and let's play the arrows, and we're going to take all of that out, which is good. He's going to go for the recruits in the back, so now I'm going to go ahead and just play my mortar here, and that should splash onto all of that stuff there. And then I can play the Goblinstein right here for the defense. Let's get a Dark Goblin down on this side, and we're going to pop that Goblinstein ability here in a second. Let's go ahead. Let's get the hero P.E.K.K.A. because it should take out one of the wall breakers, and then I don't think he's actually going to be able to do enough to really get any more damage on. We took out the most important thing there. Let's get the arrows down right there. Let's go ahead and let's just get a Goblin gang to make sure that he doesn't get on the tower, and that is going to be a win. So let's give him a good game. Let's give him a good luck. Pretty hard matchup there for us, though. All right, guys, we're on the last matchup of the video, and he's going to give us a good luck there as he plays the Hog Rider first play. We'll stop it from getting on our tower, but this is not looking like a fun matchup for me. I'm going to be real with you guys because I think he's got Hog EQ, which I don't enjoy. I'm not a fan of. So we are going to have to figure that out. Now let's play the Skeleton Barrel there because he did use his lock, so that's good. And we're going to try to play a little bit more reactionary against this guy. I think that's going to be our best case scenario to get the win here, is not playing too much. That being said, I'm going to go for the Goblinstein, so why not, you know? So we will play the Goblinstein there. I don't know if that's going to be the greatest play here for us in a second, but I think that's going to give us some good offense. And if he has Mighty Miner, if that's the deck that he's using, then it's not really going to give very much value. He could also be using Valkyrie. Yeah, okay, so he is using Valkyrie. I'll let the Dark Goblin do its thing. That was a horrible Goblinstein ability that I just tried to pop, so you know, we're definitely gonna have to figure that out. Let's play the Goblin Gang right here, and then let's just wait and see kind of how he chooses to respond to everything. I think that he's probably itching to get that Hog Rider down, so I'm actually gonna play the Mortar here, and that's going to kind of force him to choose what he wants to do. He's gonna play the Tesla. Love to see it. So we know that a Hog Rider is coming our way. I'm gonna Skeleton Barrel onto the opposite lane here. Because we have the mini P.E.K.K.A., if he does go for the Hog Rider, then I know that we can kind of take it out here in a second. So let's just wait a sec. Ooh, he's going to give us a nice King Tower activation here. We'll take a couple Hog Rider hits, but I will take the King Tower activation any day. And then we have the mini P.E.K.K.A. there going in, which is good as well. Let's go ahead. Let's increase that ability there for a second. And then let's let the Cannon Cart take out the guards. Hopefully the tower doesn't target it. And then I'm going to go for a Goblin Gang right here. And that should push the Cannon Cart really quick onto the tower there. So we're going to get some nice damage there. And he also has to log. So now I can play my Dark Goblin. And then let's go ahead. Let's actually play the Skeleton Barrel here because we're going to force him to play his Tesla, I think. And then I can play my Evil Mortar. And then he can't use that to take out the Evil Mortar. So we've got some good momentum here. Doesn't look like he has Earthquake, which is actually really good for... Oh, okay, never mind. He does. Did he play that earlier? I honestly can't even remember. I am completely not focused on that, but we're going to get great damage there. He's going to pop the good game. I do agree. I think that this guy has lost this game, but you never know. And then he's going to go for the Firecracker play with the Hog Rider there, so we can just play the arrows. We'll take a couple Hog hits, but that's okay. And then I'm going to play the Dark Goblin right here just to have that nice little counter push. And then honestly, I'm going to let him counter that Dark Goblin there. And then let's play the Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A. right here. Take all of that out. Let's just get the Mortar down as well. and then the firecracker is going to get a little bit of chip damage, but that's okay. We're going to take all of that out, and then let's just wait and see. Let's play the cannon cart right here. Okay, he used a lot of elixir there. That was a bad earthquake, so now I think that we can definitely go for kind of the big finishing push here. So he's going to play the Tesla. Let's go ahead, let's get the Goblinstein down. Let's go ahead and get the heroic P.E.K.K.A down as well. Let's go ahead and pop the Goblinstein ability. We definitely have to take out that firecracker, so let's get the arrows going there. Let's level that mini P.E.K.K.A up as well, get a little bit of extra HP out of it. He's going to log. Actually, you know what? Surprisingly good defense, but we will take out that Ice Spirit, and the Goblin Gang should get on the tower there to give us the damage that we need. I think that's going to be arrows, or at least 2 sets of arrows for us to get the win here. He's going to pop the good game as well. I do agree, my friend, but he did hold on pretty long. Let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and play the arrows right here. Get that first cycle onto the tower so that we can wrap this one up. He's going to log as well, and then we can play the Goblin Gang. Let's go ahead and play the Evil Skeleton Barrel. And then he's going to play the Valkyrie. That's a good play, but we've got the Dark Goblin there. He's definitely making us work for the win. Let's play the mini P.E.K.K.A, and then we can go ahead and get the arrows on the tower, and that's going to be a win. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I honestly really appreciate it. I've got lots of good videos coming over the next couple of days, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one.